Hey guys, Bird Yu-Gi-Oh here. So today we are of course doing my Traptrix deck. This is a new one to the channel, and just through playtesting, it's a deck that absolutely just smothers the opponent with just some really good negates, and just a lot of easy access to rank 4s. This is a budget version. We, of course, you have to play Traptrix Sarah, but we're only playing 2, and that's all I've found I ever needed is 2. And we're not playing Gravedigger Trap Hole, the really expensive one. We have a pretty good option for that, especially when we're going first. I'll show you that one. So yeah, if you guys are not subscribed, make sure you are, so you don't miss any new decks that I'm coming out with. Let's get started with, of course, one of the original Traptrix monsters, and still one of the best. Traptrix Mermelio. You have to play it at 3. When you normal summon it, you can search any whole normal trap card, and then when it's special summoned, you target a spell and trap your opponent controls and destroy it. So 2 amazing effects that always come up. 1600 attack, really good. Another one that I still play at 3, I do like it at 3, Traptrix Mantis. This, when it's normal summoned, you're going to be able to search any Traptrix monster. It's also unaffected by the effects of other whole normal trap cards. That doesn't really come up that often. But then a quick effect, you could target one set spell and trap you control, return it to the hand, then set another spell and trap from your hand. So that's if you have a full back row, which does happen quite a bit with this deck, it's your way of, swapping out cards in your back row for maybe ones that you have in hand. But mostly, this is just normal summon to search out. And then I'm also playing 3 Traptrix Dionea. Now this one, when it's normal summoned, you're going to be able to special summon a Traptrix monster from your graveyard in defense position. And when it's special summoned, you can target a whole normal trap in your graveyard and set it. So that is really cool. You have to banish it during the end phase of the next turn. And then the last Traptrix monster we play is one Genlisea. I guess I'm not sure how to say it. This one, you tribute this card and set 2 whole trap cards with different names, one from your deck and one from the graveyard. So it's a good one of. It's definitely good, mid to late game. But yeah, I feel this is a good lineup for the Traptrix monsters. Especially opening Mermelio, you're just gaining so much advantage. And then for the other kind of our extenders, 3 Parallel Exceed. This is just a way of, if you open this and any one of these guys, you can go into Traptrix Sarah and then special summon this, and then special summon another one from the deck, and then you'll have 2 level 4s because their levels will go down to level 4. And then so you'll have Traptrix Sarah plus a rank 4 of your choice, just off of opening, like I said, just a Traptrix monster and 1 Parallel Exceed. That's all you need. So very, very good card. And then definitely still need some hand traps. You don't want to go all traps in this deck. So we do 3 Ash Blossom and 3 Effect Veiler. Just any hand trap that you are liking right now, that's what I would play here. 6 I feel is perfect. That is it for the monsters. For the spells, again, pretty low spell count, but I am of course playing Pot of Desires. Your hope with this is, if you don't have that many traps in your hand, or you don't open like a Traptrix monster, that this will get you there, and it usually does. Because we're playing a 40 card deck with 3 Pot of Desires, so there's a good chance you're going to draw something that you can use. But yeah, definitely still a decent draw card, and there's really nothing. We play 3 of all the important cards, 1 of that guy, which I'm fine banishing. All these other ones we play 3 of, so we're totally fine banishing 10, and then the last spell is just a Called by the Grave. It can be used on our opponent's turn or our turn to try to make sure our Pot of Desires doesn't get ashed. But yeah, that's it for the spells. And then the bulk of the deck is the traps, of course, and you have to play 3 Traptrix. This one is just basically getting you to any of your other traps, so it's good in that aspect. We're playing 2 Floodgate Trap Hole. This is probably one of the more underrated and underutilized ones, but it's one of my favorite trap holes, because when your opponent just summons a monster, you can just change it to face down defense position, and they cannot change their position after they're affected by this card. So I really like it. You know, it hurts a lot of decks having a card that they just can't do anything with. It's just kind of sitting there. And then for the other trap hole cards, playing 1 Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. When a monster your opponent controls that was special summoned this turn activates its effect, which is pretty much any monster they're special summoning. You can negate it and destroy. Then Bottomless Trap Hole, basically the original one. When your opponent summons a monster with 1500 or more attack, destroy it and banish it. Really good. And then, not really a replacement for Gravedigger Trap Hole, but the one that I like to go with first turn, or I guess our opponent's first turn after we go first, off of Rafflesia. You can use this as long as you don't have a trap in the grave. You can use Rafflesia to send this trap hole, and then you can target 2 monsters on the field and destroy them. So yeah, that's detrimental for a lot of decks. Synchro decks, Xyz decks, even Link decks. This will hurt them. And then for another level 4 extender, playing 3 Shade Brigadine. Again, this is another one if you have no traps in your graveyard, so going first. You can then just special summon this, and it's a level 4. So again, easy access to our rank 4s with this card. We're also playing 3 Torrential Tribute. Now this is better than you even think, because cards like Traptrix Sarah is unaffected by trap effects. Same with Rafflesia, unaffected by trap effects. Alamaris, you know, all these cards. So if you open Sarah and Rafflesia, which is very common, you can have a Torrential Tribute blow up the board, and these guys will stay. And you'll get out Traptrix Sarah's effect. So yeah, this card is really good in this deck. Hardly ever hurts you. Always is going to hurt your opponent. And then the last card is Dogmatic Punishment. It's simply one of the best, normal trap cards. And we actually, our target is going to be Elder Entity. Just be able to pop 2 cards basically. And these are all of these are searchable by Traptrix. So that's really nice. And then all of your whole trap cards are searchable by Mermelio. So yeah, this deck just grinds and grinds and grinds and just overwhelms your opponent with just like a blanket of negates and interruptions. That's basically what it does. Really fun though. Really fun control deck. That's it for the main deck. Again, we stuck with 40. We just have too many, you just want to open as many traps as you can, obviously. A Parallel Exceed if you can, and then a Traptrix monster. That's basically what you want. Then hand traps can be helpful. But then for the extra deck, again, we're going kind of a budget version. So just 2 Traptrix Sarah. And honestly, again, I only ever have gone into, in playtesting, 2 at the max, but usually it's just 1 that you go into. But again, she's unaffected by trap effects, so unaffected by your Torrential Tribute. And then if a normal trap card is activated, even by your opponent, you can special summon a Traptrix from your deck, which can get off some of their effects. And then if your other Traptrix monster effect is activated, you can set 1 whole normal trap directly from your deck. So you can use both of those effects, and that happens very often, and you just gain so much advantage out of that. It's crazy. And then other than that, our other links, IP Masquerena. Usually you don't need to go into it, but if you do, it's there. Phoenix and Unicorn, kind of the same thing. You don't usually go into them. You're usually going into your Sarah, and then some of your rank 4s is basically what you're going into. We also play a Ningirsu just to get rid of a problematic card that you can't target, or it doesn't. It just sends to the grave, so it doesn't target, doesn't destroy. And then for occasional OTKs, Boral Sword Dragon, easier to go into than you think, mostly because of Traptrix Sarah being able to special summon a Traptrix monster from the deck, just basically every turn. And then our Dogmatica punishment targets play 2 Elder Entity. It comes up, obviously, to go through both of them. And then for our rank 4s, we play the 1 Rafflesia. So this, you basically just are going to detach 1 and then send a whole normal trap. And then this card's effect becomes that card that you sent. So that's really good, obviously. It just becomes any trap hole card. Very nice. And has 2,500 defense. So pretty nice there. And then Alamaris. Now this one, you can detach 2 and special summon one of your Traptrix monsters, basically. You special summon a level 4 insect or plant monster. And then also you can activate an effect if an opponent's monster leaves the field because of your card effect. So usually one of your trap cards. It is now in the graveyard or banished. You can detach 1 material from this and then special summon that target to your field. Playing against, playtesting this, I actually, negated the summon of a Borreload Dragon, Borreload Savage Dragon, and then it went to the grave, and then I was able to special summon it back to my field, so I had just a free 3,000 attack monster with this. The other rank 4s, Abyss Dweller, obviously, with like a Traptrix Sarah, and then you can make something like this with some traps. You're sitting pretty good against most decks. Tornado Dragon, just get rid of, if your opponent tries to set 5 on you, you definitely want something to be able to gain, get rid of some of those. Baguska is still a really good card that a lot of people don't know about and don't expect. And again, with Traptrix Sarah, you can just summon this in defense position and shutting off all your opponent's monster effects, and then meanwhile you'll be just gaining advantage off of your Traptrix Sarah, special summoning monsters and whatnot. And the last one is Time Thief Redoer. It's just really good, mostly because you can almost always get a trap card onto it, because you have Shade Brigadine, which you can summon and then be able to Xyz into Time Thief Redoer. But yeah, he's just a cool card to have that just steals a card from your opponent's top of their deck. Really cool. So yeah, that is the deck, guys. Again, it's just a super fun, really, really good, really just like a smothering effect with everything going on with this deck. You just kind of get so many negates. But yeah, try it out, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.